Today we are doing translating words into numbers, variables, and operations. So we're taking words or phrases and we're going to make like x plus 5 out of it. There are posters on the wall that give you different examples of different words that might be used for the word add, multiply, divide, or subtract. Like sum, together, those would be add, difference would be subtract, product would be multiply, quotient would be divide, increased would be add. You know, you can look up at the wall for help with those, and those will be up during tests and quizzes, so you can refer to those then too. You don't necessarily need to write all those words down in your notebook. But today, we're going to look at these, and the first one says the quotient of a number and 4. So, quotient means divide. It is the answer to a division problem. So we're going to write divide here. And because number comes first, we're going to put x. We don't know what number. It's any number, so it's going to be a variable. And then we can do divided by 4. Okay? The and is where you put that division sign. Or you can have x over 4. Doesn't really matter. So the next one, we're looking for our math word, increased. Increased means to add. Okay, so we have w, it already gives us our variable. Is increased, which we said was add, by 5. The difference of 3 times a number and 7. Now, difference means the answer to a subtraction problem, so it means we're going to subtract. Times a number is multiply. Okay, so we have the difference of 3 times a number and 7. Well, they already set this up for us. They put the multiplication sign there. So it's pretty obvious to me that we're going to put 3 there times a number, and then they give us the minus 7, so it's 3x minus 7. 3 times a number minus 7. The quotient of a number, the quotient of 4 and a number increased by 10. Now quotient means divide. Of 4 and a number, we're just going to say it's x. Increased, we said before, meant add. Okay, so we're going to write the quotient of 4 and a number first. Okay, so the quotient of 4 and a number. 4 comes first, so that's going to go up top. Then that's going to be divided by x, because it comes second. And then we're going to add 10 to it. That's, in these cases, I like writing everything out from left to right, because it would be quotient of 4 and a number. 4 becomes first, divided by x plus 10. You get the same thing. Really, these just take a lot of practice. There's no clear-cut way to do it. You just have to know what your math words are and what they mean, and then you have to know how to put them together. And most of the time, that takes practice, which is okay. So, here we go, doing math, words into math. Got a little tongue-tied there. Really, the reason you do this is because it kind of helps you with story problems and the story problem words. Okay, that's the reason behind translating phrases into actual math that you can do something with. So, Mr. Campbell drives 55 miles per hour. Write an expression for how far he can drive in h hours. So let's think about this for a second. I'm driving to Anchorage, and I am going 60 miles per hour. Okay? Well, I want to know how many miles I can get in 3 hours. Can I get 60 miles per hour? Sure. So I could say I can drive 60 plus 60 plus 60. I have 3 60s there, 60 miles for each hour. Or, we know easier math says that I can put 3 times 60 and get the same answer. That 3 was my hours. I could change that 3 to anything I wanted. What if I drove 10 hours and I drove 60 miles per hour for 10? Well, I could put a 10 there instead and get 1600. Okay? I'm sorry, 600. That's why you don't do math in the summer. So, you need to put the equal parts together, which involves multiplication. So if I know that H is my hours and 55 miles per hour is how fast I went, just like we did over here, I can multiply H by 55 to get my answer. Now whenever we do that, we always want to put the variable on the end. Okay? Then that tells me I can put any number in for hours, multiply it by how fast I went, and I'd get how far I can drive. On a history test, Maritza scored 50 points on the essay. Besides the essay, each short answer question was worth 2 points. Write an expression for her total points if she answered Q short questions correctly. So we have 50 points for her essay plus 2 points for each short answer question. So the total in points include 2 points for each short answer question. We're going to multiply to put the equal parts together, which means it's the 2 and the Q. We're multiplying 2 by Q, and that's going to give us how many points she scored on the short answer. In addition to the points for the short answer questions, the total points included 50 points on the essay. And then we're going to add to put the parts together, and your answer is 2Q plus 50. That means we put the total number of questions she got right in for Q, multiply it by 2, and add 50. Okay? So, check it out. Spend a couple minutes on it. They look like they might take a little bit of thought. They're not just like answers of n plus 5. Okay, so make sure you think through what you're doing on those.